Hello, and welcome to Final Show Films. I'm John, the executive producer here, and I've got a few pre-show notes for you. First, a reminder. All of the content we produce is available on our website at finalshowfilms.com, as well as youtube.com/senstaku, senstaku.podbean.com, twitch.tv/senstaku, and on iTunes. We are only able to do the things we do thanks to the kind support of our Patreon donors. We give a special shout out to our $25 tier supporters, Antitonic and Cat Waterflame. If you'd like to support us that way, be sure to check it out. Secondly, a thank you to the folks over at 411mania.com. They produce articles and content related to wrestling, MMA, movies, music, and gaming. Go check them out. We appreciate their support as well. And lastly, be sure to subscribe, comment, and rate, if possible, wherever you listen to or watch our content. It helps us know what you like, what you don't like, and helps us make more content. Feedback is always appreciated. With all that being said, sit back, relax, and enjoy. And we're live.
Hi everyone, and welcome to Afterlight Skies, where our players are going to introduce themselves, and we're doing something a little special this week, so I'll let you know about that after introductions and destiny rolls. John, I don't know, I was pointing at the screen that is probably, you're probably here.
Yeah. I'm John, I'm playing Senstaku, County Seek. I rolled 2 dark side, so...
Of course you did.
Hey, it's not a 1 dark. It's actually having 2 points probably helps you guys a lot. And Jeremy?
I'm Jeremy. I'm playing Luxira, Zoltron, Slicer person. And hey, look, there's one more dark. We're off to a great start.
And with that omen of good fortune, this week, our party is divided across the stars and across temporal boundaries. Half of our party is trapped on, or not necessarily trapped, currently without ship, but with a plan, on the home colony of Praz, our Zabrak party member, mercenary, bounty hunter. They seek to retrieve and rescue Doreen Ross from custody before he is handed over to the Empire, given he has vital information that could basically make the Empire unstoppable if implemented broadly. So now they find themselves a little bit boxed in. One of you's boxed in, the other one has a mysterious letter.
Oh, that's right. Fucking letter.
And as they try and escape the iron grip of imperial authority that sort of is crusting over this planet. We're going to start off in an alleyway. Senstaku, you can hear the sounds of troopers going upstairs, around, casing, locking off the area, calling for reinforcements. You're looking around for the sewer exit that you were hoping to find and that you had mapped out in accordance with these routes previously. Unfortunately, at this location, it would be beyond the barrier. If you can slip through the barrier, you can slip down into the sewers and maybe from there make your way back with enough navigation.
Like, sort of peer out from around the underwalk that I've hidden myself in. Is there anybody currently at the nearest barrier?
You can only see out into this, again, sliver alley that you've ducked into a side aspect of. You can see 1 or 2 stormtroopers walking by. You can't tell if any of them are stationed directly on the edge of the alley. You can't see the barrier.
So, not looking necessarily great, but for like a manhole cover. Is there, like, sewage off? Like, like runoff grates around here, like things that like because it's an underwalk. I'm assuming there's probably grates for rainwater and things to pour out into rivers.
Yeah, there's drainage piping.
Yeah, drainage grate.
Yes and no. There's piping that allows the water, any runoff water, to flow further down towards those grates you had found previously and towards sewage, but there's not necessarily a you're not currently right on top of one.
Yeah, nothing I could like accidentally drop my key.
Well, you could drop your keys in, but then they'd be in a little metal pipe that runs along and the water runs along.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going quietly down that alley, past it. I just want to see if are between me and that barricade.
All right, I want you to make me a stealth roll as you creep out. All right, so we've just been informed of some technical issues. John, would you like us to move over to Lux for a little bit? Or okay, fixed.
Flat roll.
All right.
I believe I've fixed the issue. So yeah, it was a wash.
Yeah, with a wash. Distracting. With a wash, you reach outwards and sort of sneak around the edge and that's a vigilance check. This NPC character. Skill check, not initiative check. Oh, that's no difficult. Fuck. I am rolling things publicly right now.
Yeah, no. I see the 3 successes, 2 threats, and 2 advantage.
Yes.
Or 2 triumphs.
Yeah, I was going to say, those aren't just advantage.
Triumphs. Yeah, no, those are triumphs.
Yep.
Which means
so,
we're about to have a really Star Wars moment here.
You hear yelling out, "From the corner, found something." And
hands go up.
The thudding of footsteps and running.
Can I help you, officer? Whichever one approaches first.
All right. The one that approaches first does have one of those little side shoulder, additional shoulder padding, which is a very 90s way of conveying rank. Have additional shoulder. You're under arrest as friend hanging on a barricaded area. All civilians were already removed.
Obviously not. I was down here and I heard the ruckus.
Come quietly and maybe we can check your papers.
Sure.
He'll sort of motion to 2 of the others who come up at you and have handcuffs.
That's fine. I'll walk towards them. How many of them are there exactly right now?
So there are 3 stormtroopers and their sergeant.
Okay.
Sergeant.
So I'm going to walk towards them with my hands up, being politeful and everything, trying to reach them roughly when I'm within short range of everybody.
Okay. Yeah, you can get within short range. The sergeant is staying a little ways back, but I'll say that you can make it to the point where you're sort of in that range band of both of them.
Okay, that's fine. Well, I'm echoing in, I think you.
Oh, sorry.
What?
Um,
Force be with me. So I, as they get close, I lower my hands as if I'm just going to accept the arrest. And then I'm going to use my quick draw feature to get the lightsaber out and slice through the nearest one, hoping to catch them by surprise so I can leap away.
okay. They're not technically surprised because they are coming at you with guns and handcuffs, but let's just make this an initiative roll off.
I'm hoping they weren't expecting the lightsaber. Because I'm not wearing the robes.
So, question. All right. Does your lightsaber have short range?
I was hoping that I'd be within short range of like the furthest person away was in short range.
Yes.
I have to be in engaged range to hit them with a lightsaber, which is why I was going.
Okay, that is what I was clarifying.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So.
Because I could I could leap over them if they were in short range.
Gonna see what.
So initiative.
The sergeant rolls, but first we're just gonna go with the stormtroopers themselves because they're the ones approaching you. There are 3 of them.
So 2-2 is my initiative.
Okay. Vigilance is cool prepared or vigilance?
Cool is prepared, vigilance is unexpected.
Okay. Yeah, you beat the stormtrooper. Let's see about the sergeant. Yes, you beat the sergeant as well because he can't win.
Right.
Yeah, so you get to move first.
So yeah, the objective is to slice through one of the stormtroopers with my lightsaber and leap out of the alley.
Does leap consume your action, or is it?
Movement.
Okay, it is considered your movement.
Yeah, it's considered my movement.
That's fine.
And I can go horizontally or vertically anywhere in the short range band. That's why I was trying to be that close.
Yeah, absolutely. So you could leap behind them, or you could try and leap away in the opposite direction of the alley, or you could go up towards a.
I'm thinking behind the sergeant. That way, that puts him between me and the other stormtroopers.
You can go with that. Okay. Make me your attack because I'm gathering you're doing that first.
Yeah, that's first. Injure one of the stormtroopers, then leap behind the sergeant. Engaged range, standard difficulty is 2. Lightsaber. Engage skill, lightsaber. With my lightsaber skill is currently set to agility. Just making sure all my stuff is rolled because this is like the second time I've used my lightsaber to attack something. So, yep, okay, that's all good.
I'm not seeing the roll right now. Oh, there it is.
One threat, so I miss.
That is a miss. You strike out with your lightsaber blade, and they weren't necessarily expecting you to have a glowing Jedi sword. A shiv or a stiletto would not have been out of the question for a random suspicious person. So they do manage to pull back. You're definitely a hostile target now.
Oh yeah. And then leap over so that I have the sergeant between me and the most of the guns.
All right. Well then.
And I would be in engaged range with the sergeant because.
Yes, absolutely. But you're not going to be able to get at a short range of the stormtroopers, so they're going to attack.
I'm hoping the sergeant gives me cover. Or at least hesitation on their part, so they don't want to hit him. I don't know.
They are technically firing towards an ally in engaged range, so that does increase their difficulty. So they have gun.
It's okay. If I die, it just makes it easier for Lux to get away.
I feel like Lux would disagree with this statement, but we're going to go with it.
Lux would absolutely disagree with that statement.
And
Yeah, I can't get captured though because I have a lightsaber on my person.
not only do you have a lightsaber on your person, 4 people just witnessed you force jump.
Oh yeah, no.
It's not an antique if you just force jump.
No, I know. No, prior to that series of actions, it was, I can't get captured, so I guess I'm fighting.
Oh. That's just going to be difficulty 2 for them because they're firing in short range with an ally nearby. I'm going to venture that hits.
Yeah, I mean, 3 successes. So that's 11 damage.
Yep.
I'm going
but is not enough to spend for critical. I don't.
No advantages, so
yeah.
You spend advantages for criticals.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a choice here to make. So that is going to be 11 points of damage. I soak 5 of it. The remaining 6 is going to... Let me look at my reflectability, because I may be able to just reflect this away.
I mean, if you could, that'd be great.
There's 6 points left. I can suffer 3 strain to reduce damage by 3. I'm gonna do that. So yeah, I basically I split the 6 damage, 3 wounds and strain, which is good.
All right, yeah. These fire blaster bolts come at you, and you sort of. It takes some effort, but you push them away. At the cost of your personal energy, but you're less physically bleeding out right now than you would otherwise be.
Yep.
Okay. It's going to make it the sergeant's turn. He is... Can't take extra maneuvers, but he can move out of your range, so he's going to back up to form a line with his troops. One maneuver to move between short range. God damn it, why is this weapon not working? Oh.
It got jammed. He can't fire. If only I hadn't missed on that first hit.
You know what? I'm just going to put the... I'm just going to put the very basics in because for some reason the initial version I had is not rolling.
That's fine.
And that is not a difficulty. God damn it.
That would kill me.
That would kill you, but it has to be rolled because there's no difficulty attached to it. But that still hits.
Yep. And that's 5 damage.
Yes, it is.
I'm going to take another 3 strain to reflect down to 2. I am now at 8 strain and 5 wounds out of 13 wounds and 12 strain.
Yep.
You're fine.
You've been shot a few times.
Yep.
It's not pleasant.
I'm still standing, though, so there's that.
And you're definitely taking non-strain. This is not on stun setting.
Yeah.
Weapons.
I need to look at something real quick. I think I can do this because force jump doesn't require a roll.
You're right.
And I think, correct me if this sounds incorrect, but when I can commit one of my force die to increase one of my physical attributes, i.e., agility. If I have it committed like that, I can't roll it for abilities. But force jump doesn't require a roll. So would I be able to force jump while having a die committed to agility?
I thought there was a thing about if you've committed all your force die, you can't use.
Yeah,
but...
I'm not sure. Like the way I read it, it was specifically abilities that require a roll, but I don't know if that actually meant all abilities.
Let me find the section on that.
Because it will become relevant soon.
Sounds all, fuck this shit, I'm out.
Well,
that's the objective, yes.
It's not a bad plan.
It is almost certainly the best possible plan in this instance.
I mean...
But yes, I will say for now, yes, you can, and we will revisit this.
All right.
I'm not trying to balance.
I am committing that force die to agility, which raises my agility by 1 while so long as it's committed. So my agility is now 4, which is good. And I'm gonna take the fuck off. Run. Use my 2 maneuvers to run to the barricade, jump over the barricade, and then I'm going to take another strain to move to my exit point.
Yeah, so you sort of leap and run away from this shit.
Bye, you put up walls, thank you.
Nope.
Out of the alley, just like, okay, I see the barrier, running, jumping over it. Unfortunately, there are a few more stormtroopers in the area who definitely caught on by now.
That's fine.
They are all chasing you and calling for backup.
That's fine. Catch up to me. Come on.
And alerting Imperial authorities that there's a fucking Jedi here.
They can't. We killed their communications.
They're trying.
Yes.
They don't actually know that yet.
That's fine.
But you do hear, like, someone having issues with a headset behind you.
I'm just putting that back out into the world.
Yes, that is true.
Are any of them able to get to me and fire this turn? With how far I moved and the fact that I jumped the barricade. So,
my understanding is you've essentially moved to long range.
I would have moved however far I could get with 3 maneuvers, basically.
With 3 maneuvers, you would have been able to move from engaged from short range to medium range to long range.
Okay,
Yeah.
And over the barricade.
Because it takes... This is the first time we've done this stuff, so I'm giving little system bits. It takes 2 maneuvers to get from medium range to long range.
Yes.
So, yeah. You're at long range, which means that they can fire at you with an additional 1 to their number for the guy who was not in the alley. Jeez. That hits.
Do they not have a 3 difficulty for being at long range?
That's true. Okay.
Fuck!
That's still...
Damn it!
I'm sorry.
Son of a...
Um...
What can I spend those threats on?
There are a lot of things you can spend threats on. You can spend...
I'm going to die. I want their gun to blow up.
You can make the pile of stormtroopers fall prone with 3 of those threats, if you would like.
Yes.
You can fuck with their initiative slot again for 3. 1, you can make them suffer a strain. 1, you can lose the benefit of a maneuver. They haven't done any, but you can also... This is a choice you can make. Just going for the personal effects of failures that you get to decide as the person being shot at. You can use 2 to get a free maneuver.
Can I use...
But then you do not have 3 left to make them fall over.
Can I use that 2 to get into the sewer?
1 maneuver is going to be enough to get you to the grate. It's not going to be enough to get you inside.
There are 4. Can I use all 4 for that?
I don't believe you can take the same one twice.
I don't suppose threat can restore strain on my end, can it?
No, you can bump them to the bottom of the initiative order. You can make them fall prone. You can get bonuses, disadvantages for them.
Let me do some math, because I might be dead here anyways. 9, so that's 11 damage again. What happens when you hit your... is it when you hit your strain threshold, or when you go over your strain threshold that you pass out?
So strain is essentially to a max. Both of these technically count up. When you hit your strain threshold, you are incapacitated. You're typically unable to move, but you're not dying.
Right. So I cannot reflect, because reflect will put me at 12. Okay. However, 11 wounds will kill me. Actually, no. 11 minus 5 is 6. 6 wounds. I will not be dead. I will not be dead. So I will use 2 to maneuver myself to the grate, and 2 to give them strain.
All right, so they suffer 2 strain, which...
And I go to 2. I am at 11 out of 13 wounds.
All right. So you're almost home free. Unfortunately, we have 1 more turn, so we'll see how this goes.
I'm further away now.
I want every person who's watching the stream to note I have not upgraded a single fucking roll so far this game.
Nope.
It's okay. If I die, I have lots of time to make a replacement character that can be introduced today.
I mean...
Oh, it's so cute that you think you're getting off that easily. A maneuver can be used to switch the setting on a gun. The troopers stand down in the name of the Emperor.
They already shot at me. It's just the sergeant left.
Yes, the sergeant. He was also a trooper.
Yeah, sorry.
He's just a fancy trooper.
Sorry. What range band am I in now that I moved another maneuver?
You are... So it would have taken you 2 maneuvers to get to extreme range.
Okay.
So you're still technically within long range, but you're where you need to be like in essentially full cover and different layer of the city.
Got it. Miss.
Please.
You don't go 1-on-5 with stormtroopers.
I had little choice in the matter.
Not unfair. Okay. Yeah. It's gonna... It is now
I
on
feel
stun.
Like jumping first round would have been the appropriate choice.
Not letting them go up to you armed would have been the appropriate choice.
Which means I would have just been shot in the air.
Okay.
If I had hit them, it would have been great.
We're not gonna decide. Like, other things might have gone differently,
It's
but
true. Let's have him shoot at me and see what happens.
yep. I don't know if that's enough strain to knock you out, but it might be.
Does a heavy blaster rifle have stun setting?
Yes.
I hope so.
Yes.
It does. I'm sorry. Like I said,
Yeah,
the initial thing I inputted wasn't rolling.
10 strain. Actually, that's enough to straight kill me. Because it bleeds over.
It does. But for now, Sen, you're just about home free. You're prying off the grate. And you fall unconscious, hearing again, come in. We have apprehended a Jedi. Come in.
The literal last things a Jedi ever wants to hear come out of an Imperial.
Yep.
Yeah. Lux. With an unrelated sinking feeling, you are opening an envelope.
Mm-hmm.
Within just a small essentially digital photo, hollow recording. It's a short clip. It shows someone you would recognize as one of the council members, the Neriki.
Okay.
Sort of just shows her face. Or where something's going on. Think very carefully before you make another move. Then it flickers off.
Sorry, could you say what she said again?
We're very aware something is going on. Think very carefully before you make another move.
Right.
Presumably sent sometime since you left in the morning.
Well, a little late for that. So,
Ross sort of looks over. You're not dead of contact poison or anything at the moment.
Nope. So far, so good. All right. So our plan, such as it was to try and get you off planet. We are okay. I'm sorry. It's been actually 2 weeks since we actually discussed what the plan was, and me.
Yeah.
What exactly were we going? Was I meeting up with you at the space dock at this point? Okay.
Yeah, we were splitting off. I was losing my. I was drawing attention away from you two.
Okay.
Which I did.
Yes.
And then we were meeting back up after I lost my trail using one of the various handy exits that we had planned so hard to use. And meeting back up at the starport to steal a ship.
Okay. So, this is going to be... Well, we're going to see how this goes, Dorian. We're going to go to the starport. We're going to meet up with my ally there and hopefully steal an Imperial ship to fly off. We don't do things small.
I was thinking you were slightly more stable last time I met you. All right. It's not like
what in the last 20 minutes makes you think that your initial assessment still holds true?
Very well.
Like, it wasn't a great plan, but it's the only plan we had. And yeah. So, for the moment, their communication lines are disrupted. So that's going to give us an advantage. I don't know how much experience you have with this kind of stuff. I'm assuming not very much.
Absolutely not.
Okay, so the keys here are going to be follow my lead. Don't act like don't act like we're trying to be sneaky. Act like we are just a normal couple making our way down the street, because they're going to be looking for the people who are nervous. Don't be nervous.
I was married to a politician. I'm familiar with how to blend in a crowd, at least.
Yes, but normally you weren't. I'm going to assume that normally you weren't actively hiding from the authorities.
We were separated by that point.
Okay, so, and we're in like a hotel or something like that currently.
Yeah, like you said, a mid-low tier inn hotel place.
Yes.
So yeah.
Okay. So wait here for just a second. Really quick, what size are you?
Till
Yeah.
battle off numbers.
All right. I will be right back, and I'm not going to go buy anything, because that requires me to get too far away. I'm going to make my way down the hallway and try and find a room that is probably
Conveniently non-occupied, but with people's stuff in it.
Yes, that is exactly the phrase that I was looking for.
Okay. Yeah, you've been here a few days, so I'm not going to make you roll for figuring out what rooms might have people in them versus B.
And I will hack my way into one of these rooms.
Okay. Computers, difficulty of 2. Your hacking thing removes encryption. Dice.
An advantage and a triumph.
Okay. With an advantage and a triumph. And the little digital lock slides out of place.
Okay.
Moving in, there's a few suitcases. The stuff hasn't been put in drawers necessarily, but...
Click, open, and I'm just going to look for something hopefully nondescript. Even if it's touristy, that's fine. But...
So, rummaging around, you can find a few things that are... They're not the blandest clothing in existence, but they're not things that would stand out too much, that are probably about the right size and shape, style.
Okay.
For a human man.
Perfect. As long as, yeah.
Oh.
And carefully close it up.
Okay.
This will be blamed on somebody who works here, and I am totally fine with that. Go out, lock the door, head back, walk in, chuck it over to him. There you go. You look great.
He'll quickly go change, and for reasons you guys don't know about, this is happening. Have some light side.
Okay. Oh, Jesus, that's a lot of light side.
GM tip. When you have your NPCs roll off against each other, you can spend dark side points on it.
And once he's dressed,
he goes in, like, you go in there to find him, and he's just like collapsed on the ground, having tripped trying to put on his clothes.
He's not useless. He's just
No, I open the door. Are you okay in there? And there's like a giant hole in his head, and he's on the ground. Like, well, I mean that
No,
solves
after
the
a minute, he walks
problem,
out
but
just fine.
okay,
Different clothes. He's actually like styled his hair slightly differently.
cool. All right, and I am already in different clothes because I grabbed them on the way.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's go to Imperial Starport. This will be fun.
Your plan was the Imperial.
There's a very specific reason for this, and part of it is oddly no longer relevant because half of our group had to go elsewhere for an unexpected complication. But most of it is still valid. So yes, this is fine. We've scouted out the area. Let's go.
We have a plan.
We have a
essentially.
plan.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Of course. And he will head with you towards the starport. Lux, as you get close, even though you've been here less times than the other people, you've been very well briefed on the details of the scouting. You notice security is increased a bit, though that doesn't surprise you if the day was the day of the handoff. Your group had previously speculated that the day that they are taking a prisoner, there might be additional guards around, more people on active duty.
Mm-hmm.
There does seem to be a lot of confusion, the sort of regimented confusion where all of the troopers are trained to default to various commands, and there's a lot of bureaucratic not having your army riot in the street when the comms don't work.
Right.
In place, but
cool. Yeah, and I will find our little designated hidey spot, and I will wait there for a few, and then a few more, and then try and check and see if I can get on some level of comms to find out what's going on.
So while you are waiting, you are entirely hidden. You found a very good spot, but I do want you to make me a perception check just to see what you can pick up from what's happening around you.
Okay. Standard 2 diff?
Yep.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing with 3 failures and 3 advantages.
It's not even eerily quiet. It's just routine. You think at one point you hear someone say something about comms with 3 advantages. You have some basic confirmation that your thing is working, but that's all you hear.
Okay.
Stormtroopers are coming and going from the building. Seems that some of them are canvassing the city.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't perceive anything unexpected. But this wait drags on longer than you are comfortable with, longer than it should. Where the fuck is Sen?
And at this point, do we have our communicators that we were communicating with?
And yes, you have essentially radio contact with each other.
Right.
Without the relay,
I'm going to use that to try and locate.
Ship, you don't have communication off-world.
Yes. I'm going to try to use that to figure out where the fuck he is.
Okay. Yeah, this is all stuff you've previously built in. The comm itself is registering as already inside of the Imperial facility.
That was not the plan. Fuck. 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 which proceeds to go
You're-
through several languages.
Continue to astound me with
Funny.
how much faith I have in your
Binary.
capabilities as a rescue party.
Shut up. You shut up right now.
It's not like this isn't all your fault.
Funny, I would say it was the fault of the person who invented technology that was going. That you just shut up right now.
Medical scientific exploration.
Yeah. Not my fault. I'm just a scientist.
So, Mandalorian or Wookiee? Or Wookiee Mandalorian?
Wookiee.
And as Lux is freaking out because either
And
the plan
planning
has
to-
gone awry or the plan has gone awry.
There's no way the plan has not gone awry. It's just how badly the plan has gone awry.
Yep.
Was Sen an idiot and made his way in ahead of time? Probably not, but maybe.
Maybe Sen was forced in because there was more troopers canvassing the area. There's a lot of possibilities, but none of them are great. Sen, you really hurt. But your strain and your wounds are both reduced by 1 on a mechanical level. You're definitely like alive. You can move your fingers and stuff. You can't see much. You're in a room that seems to be particularly dark.
Am I handcuffed behind my back?
Probably not behind your back because you can feel your back. Your back feels like it got shot.
Yeah.
And you're not feeling your hands against that, sort of trying to move your arm. You're definitely handcuffed to something. You're pretty sure you don't have your weapons.
I'm going to try to close my arms and see where they stop.
Okay. You have about half an inch of movement.
So are they held out here? Are they held out? Where are they held?
They're held essentially at your sides. You're lying down. It's not like your best guess is some sort of cell, maybe a medical bay of some kind.
I open my eyes. Dark.
You can see it's dark. There's a small amount of the sort of blue illumination that tends to populate sci-fi settings, things in the little ovals above your head, but you can't make out much in the way of details of the room other than small, cramped, probably alone.
So I'm just going to call out. Typically, you're supposed to buy me dinner first. And see if there's any reaction or response.
After about longer than you're expecting, 10, 20 seconds. That is very much the response she would have, isn't it?
She?
I suppose it doesn't matter.
Sorry, I should clarify. Oh, fuck.
I think everyone could tell, but fair enough.
Yeah, but not the audio listeners.
That is true.
Well, anyways. There's still some use to this.
Do I get a name? Yes, out loud.
Traitors and heretics are not granted such luxuries.
Oh, come on. This is your time to do your epic, I've been plotting maniacally for hours while petting a cat monologue. Don't waste it. You have a captive audience. Take advantage.
I'm not quite that foolhardy.
I'm tied to a table. What can I do? You have me tied to a table in a dark room. Presumably, you weren't stupid enough to not search my body for the 11 or 12 hidden weapons that I had in my person. Oh, did you forget to do that? Oh, man, it sucks. I don't blame you. Some of them were hidden very well.
I'm glad to see that you seem to be coming to grips with your situation. We often find that humor is the first line of defense for individuals of your typical personality type.
Really? I didn't think very many Jedi had humor. At least none that I've met. And had a laughing bunch. Neither are your boss, by the way. They tend to be very scowly and upset. Especially when plans go awry. Even if you do manage to capture somebody to, offer as collateral for how majorly you fucked up. And by the way, you guys did fuck up. Did you find that guy yet?
Lux is so proud of Sen right now.
Oh, I see it's not quite clear what your situation is yet.
Oh, no, it's pretty clear. I get captured. You guys torture me in an attempt to get any and all information that I possibly have, and then you kill me in a public spectacle to showcase your power over the supposedly phony religion of the Jedi. That whole zealot thing.
And after that, for minutes, longer maybe, it's hard to keep track of time.
If there's no response, I start whistling the most annoying tune I could possibly think
Okay.
of. Until there's...
You hear no more responses.
That's fine. I keep whistling.
Okay. You are so you're aware, you're very close to dead, very, very injured, and
it's just all the energy he has left is the whistling right now.
Yeah.
They would torture you, but it would be a very, very short torturing.
That's what he's trying to tempt them into doing.
Yes. Yeah, no, that's not going to happen.
It's cute you think you can do that to someone with, but you're trying, and
that's all the energy he has right
whistling
now.
away into the silence, looking up at the blue lights and wondering if you'll ever see anything that isn't that. Lux, outside of the building.
Uh-huh. So Lux is going to on just a second. With quick question, with what she's with her talents, technical aptitude, which reduces the amount of time needed to complete computer-related tasks by 25%, and all of her other talents and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Would it be possible for her to create a false identity for Dorian in a quick amount of time?
I don't know which one you're referring to, but for either of them, yes.
Dorian.
Okay.
The Dorian. Yeah. The guy with me. Okay.
Yep.
So she turns around, pushes him back into the hiding place. Like, don't move. And she starts working on that.
All right. I'm going to say that this is not your computer skills are allowing you to make this roll, but I'm gonna say it's actually going to be a skullduggery roll to make this thing.
So I will spend a light side point on that.
Okay.
Difficulty
of 2. It is a situation with more successes and stuff will help.
Right. Let me see if there's anything else I can do to help with this. If it doesn't turn out well, can I still use my natural programmer to re-roll?
I'll say yes.
Okay. So let's see how this goes. I'll be re-rolling that.
Probably could.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Okay.
Yeah, no, my computer's is great. My skullduggery is less so.
I know. Sorry.
Okay.
You rolled the exact same.
You have the correct codes. It's creating believable information and replicating essentially the aging. That's a little harder.
All right. So after trying at it,
but it's not great.
Fuck it. And she hands it over. She hands the information over. If this helps, great. If not, don't use it. That's on you. And she hands her cred stick to him.
Okay.
Which has currently 885 credits.
Okay.
We got you out of control. It is now your job to get yourself off planet. We got the opening. We've cleared our slate. Go.
I understand. And he'll head off.
If you're about to get captured by anyone, based on what you have told me in the past, I am going to assume you know what to do. And I hand him that spare blaster.
He'll take it. I appreciate it.
All right. All I have to do is get into an Imperial starport, find him, figure out why he's in an Imperial starport, then find him, then hopefully get off this rock. Piece of cake. No problem. You can do this. And then I sort of poke my head out, and I'm going to try to zero in on hopefully the one stormtrooper who is wandering off in a random direction.
Okay, that's going to be vigilance.
Yes,
I'll make it difficulty 1 because there are a fair number of solo stormtroopers.
Okay.
Everything was going so well. And then dice got involved.
Yup. Basically.
But we did have a really nice, like iconic Star Wars moment again. It was really cool.
Yeah, no, that was awesome.
Difficulty.
I really wish it hadn't ended with you nearly dead, but it was really cool.
Vigilance. I hate vigilance so much. Yep. That happened.
There's groups of 2. Unfortunately, on this side, you picked this side because it's sparser in terms of stormtroopers.
Okay.
So it's sparser in terms of stormtroopers.
Yeah.
Did she happen to hear the most obnoxious whistling ever echoing from somewhere within the starport?
I doubt it.
Starports are designed to keep the engine noises of spaceships contained.
I know.
God damn it.
This is when the force music kicks in, and it's just because that.
All right, I have my best. I need to figure out what's going on in there, so I'm going to see if I can find a data port that will give me access to the starport's communication networks, all systems, and I'm going to try to hack in and figure out exactly what the fuck is going on.
Great. I will say, I just for benchmark and for curiosity, it's like, how long is Lux taking on this?
She's trying to be as quick as possible.
Okay. All right. So, I'm sorry. They're painting my patio. With a saw, apparently. So
that's how you paint, right?
I'm sorry about that.
Are you sure that's you? Because I've got a similar sound coming from far outside my window.
I'm sure that this one is me.
Okay. Either one.
Unless Portland decided to combust outside and neither of us noticed, is also possible.
It's the Carpenters Convention in Portland. Weren't you paying attention?
Yeah, exactly.
That's Tuesdays.
So yeah.
Yeah. So Lux, you can find one of the sort of external terminals that's sort of used for docking and procedure.
Perfect.
Typically. And you can plug in there. Make me computers. It's going to be difficulty 2.
Cool.
To get in.
Div 2.
While that's being rolled, while I'm whistling and being annoying, I am trying to look and get as much information about the room that I'm in as possible.
I want you to roll me a perception with 2 setback die.
Difficulty 2?
Difficulty of 2. Yeah.
So I got a success and a triumph and 2 advantages.
You're freaking out, but this is the thing you can do.
Yes.
Nope, nothing.
No. You can see those lights. It's almost like this room is designed to be not much to see or hard to see.
I'm going to eventually start probing with the force and seeing if I can move or manipulate anything.
But yeah, it's just weird time dilation. I'm sorry.
That's fine.
We split the party in the split the party episode. Lux,
we're the worst.
I like this. This is what you're good at. You can get in with a triumph. Nearly without being detected. It does seem like the Empire is essentially piggybacking on this system, given their own systems are all down, at least for non-essential communications. You're seeing this Squad A has cleared these 3 areas. Locals are being uncooperative in this area.
Good job, locals.
You can almost trace the sort of second half of Sen's route from previous commands and orders and sightings.
Okay. Is there any word on where? Do they know where he is currently?
So from what you can find, essentially it's like this group went to this area, this group came back from this area. 2 of the check-ins are listed as redacted or classified or CX for further information. That sort of... They are aware that this is not their own network and someone got into their network, so they're being a little bit careful with how much information is here.
Fair enough.
But one of those does correspond to... It was a broader area, but would have corresponded to roughly where your 3rd safe point, ambush point was.
Okay.
So if Sen had ended up over there, that could be why that information is redacted.
And this is a data port for the starport itself, right?
For the starport itself, they're piggybacking on the system.
Right. That's fine. No,
Basically,
that's
like
fine.
they were like, okay, you've got some extra pilot helmets and some extra, and
I'm pulling up schematics for the starport.
Okay. Yeah. Easy enough.
I want to find a way. I want to find a way in, whether it's an ventilation points, something that's not going to be guarded.
Looking it over it with the information you have from previous scoutings, there is that ventilation port that Sen noticed before. There's two more of those on other sides of the complex. You suspect that the door towards the front would be too risky at this time.
Right.
Given prior encounters and given other experiences.
So that the one that had been originally seen, is that actually achievable without the use of gravity defying abilities that I do not have?
Without force jump, it would require an athletics roll.
Okay.
So it's up to you how achievable you think that is. I mean, you could shoot at it because it would be technically short range, but that's not going to necessarily help anything.
All right, better plan. I am going to, while I'm in here, this is what I'm going to attempt to do.
Right.
I am going to attempt to forge an alert of security issue on the other side of the starport, like one of the entrances on the other side of the starport, and try and direct all the security over there so I can slip in through the door.
All right. Given your knowledge and that this is not a particularly complex system, I'm going to say that is either leadership or either deception or leadership as you choose.
Oh, man. Well, there's the deception. I have 2 yellows and an automatic advantage. Leadership, I have 4 greens. So that's a difficult choice to make. Hold on, let me look at the dice themselves. This is the first time I've had to look at that reference thing to see what. I'm going to go with deception because that at least auto gives me an advantage and the chance for triumphs. Difficulty?
Difficulty of 2.
Okay.
More successes will probably help you, but
yep. 2 successes and a triumph.
Yeah. You send that out and it takes longer than you're expecting, but you're hearing sort of an alert go up of, check out what's happening on that side of the building. Communications disrupted. Again, what the fuck is happening?
Okay, and I
mean, they're more disciplined than actually saying that, but you're fluent in Stormtrooper.
Yes, that's what they're saying.
That is what they're saying. They're just not allowed to actually.
Are they all running away or running in that direction?
It seems like most of the doors are left with a guard.
One guard is fine. I can handle one guard. One guard is perfect.
But yes, it seems like 1 or 2 are left sort of circling the general area, and there's 1 guard on each of the doors.
Okay.
Steal his armor.
That's the plan. So I give it about 20 seconds after that. And then I start to make a very obvious, like not intending to hide myself, approach. Looking like sort of like a citizen would be scared to approach a stormtrooper, but feeling like they should for reasons.
Oh, you're not going to go with the I am an Imperial agent tactic?
No, absolutely not. That only works once when you're lucky.
Okay. Sort of wander on up.
Yep.
Halt, citizen.
Yes. Sorry. Hi. Mine, and I like look around and happen to shift forward a little bit. So I know that there's something going on. I don't know exactly what, but I know, as I always say, if you see something, say something. So I've got something that, and how far away did I manage to, how close to him did I manage to get before he made me stop?
You're currently at medium range.
Okay.
If you want to shift closer, probably a charm roll.
Okay. So I found this, and I'm pulling out just a random, whatever Star Wars version of flash drive I have on me.
Scanner?
Mini floppy.
Yes.
The mini floppy.
I found this. Somebody there was this Achani guy who had been who had ran by and he dropped this, and I didn't notice it first, but he just buzzed by. And anyways, had this. I thought obviously I should come bring it to you guys.
He like, all right, comes.
Oh my god, perfect. This poor sap.
You see like him make the like
Fuck.
I can take your data and your information, and the individual will be around to contact you in a later date.
Perfect. And she starts walking up.
Okay.
Go to put it in his hand. As he is taking it, I am pulling out my blaster, putting it at his neck, and pulling the trigger. And no, it is not on stun.
All right.
Called shot to the throat.
Essentially, I'm going to say that you get a boost die for essentially flat-footed. And make your attack roll in engaged range, because
I should have taken light ranged. Oh well.
Engage range is difficulty 2.
Yep.
Okay. Make sure. Yep. And
that will kill a stormtrooper. 4 successes.
catch him as his body's falling.
That's
drag it off.
That's 9 damage.
And because you did roll threats.
Yes, I know. I probably made a lot of noise.
No, I think.
No, this is when the torture on me starts because of the threats. You hear screams for some reason.
You think that anyone can hear you scream right now, little Jedi? That's
In
cute.
space, no one can hear you scream.
We're not in space
Haven't
yet.
you seen?
No, you're catching body moving back, and you're a little bit shaken.
Mm-hmm.
There's just something sickly nostalgic about casually going up to someone and doing this. You do have a black die on your next check.
Okay.
Because Sen is not within range to be shaken with you as your ally at the moment.
Duly noted. And I take the likely disembodied head out of the helmet.
Okay.
And I am changing
Kick into a trash can.
changing into the stormtrooper outfit and starting to make my way in.
Yeah. It takes a little bit of time because this sort of armor is not easy to get into.
No, it's not.
But you're changing, you're making your way to the door, and yes, we return to Senstaku.
Oh, I might get to say a sentence later. Oh, I'm so excited. Ignore that. I just had a realization.
Uh-oh.
Yes, you are Leia in this situation. Shut up. So, 5 minutes pass. 10. You're sort of blinking in and out of consciousness, and even the breath to keep up whistling is a little bit hard for such an extended period of time.
Oh yeah, I know. It probably drops off for a few seconds as I pass out. And when I wake up, it starts back up even more off key than it was previously.
Yep. Like if you've ever been punched in the chest and then tried to sing.
Yeah. He's just leaning into it. He's leaning into the exhaustion because it's going to make him loopy and unpredictable.
Okay. And seems like one of the lights changes above your head. Like there's that little ring of blue circular dim lights. One of them flashes red for a second.
Oh, hey. You guys should get your electrician in here. I think your LEDs are going bad. I would like to try to pull whatever that is down.
Okay. Believe that is an ability roll.
Yep.
You can make it.
And because I fell unconscious, the force die is no longer committed. So.
Yeah, that is true.
Standard difficulty 2. Actually, it's not even a standard. It's just a force roll.
I thought it was no. It's.
I'm using move.
Okay. Yes, move is not you swinging your lightsaber. I don't know why I was looking at that for this.
It's just a force roll. So roll it and see. Boom.
You cannot take strain right now, just as a note.
Yeah, I figured I couldn't. If I don't roll dark, I don't do it. Although with my luck, one dark.
You reach out and try and pull whatever's there. Maybe there's like a light bulb or something. And you can feel yourself pulling. You can feel like even with the minimal amount of movement you have, you can still sort of beckon your hand just enough to yank down anything that you're looking for. Anything that's there, call something to your hand. And you almost think you do it. You sort of close your fist around just to sort of test what you've found, and you're holding nothing.
I'm still just sort of staring up at that point. Is the red light back or not, or is it just still soft blue?
It's back to that soft blue.
Yeah, no, you guys definitely need to get your electrician in here. Also, if you're trying to bore me to death, it's not working. These sort of like exhaustion dreams that I keep slipping in and out of are very entertaining. That's
After
nice
another,
you guys should build a day spa.
After another minute or two passes, the voice comes back. This same voice that maybe it's nostalgic or familiar, but you cannot place it. A Padawan. Interesting decision.
You're going to have to be way more specific than that. I haven't been a Padawan in years.
Oh, I wasn't referring to you. I was referring to the choice you made.
Still don't know what you're talking about. Well, why don't you just come on in here, turn the lights on, pour us a glass of wine, and we'll have a chat. Okay,
Perhaps in
okay,
a
fine.
different era.
Water. I can do card tricks if you want. Can I tell if that voice is
And
in the room with me, or if it's like coming
make
through
me
a
a
speaker?
perception check with, again, 2 setback die.
Difficulty 2.
Yeah, I'm gonna upgrade this because then you guys get some points back.
All right. Upgrade. Perception. 1 success. My first
You're
success
almost
of the
certain
day.
it's not someone who's physically here. It sounds distorted, like it's coming through a speaker.
Can I try to pull the speaker?
But as you are sort of listening for the details of this, there's a sort of almost overwhelming flash of suddenly everything is bright for a few seconds as you think a door opened, but again, the overwhelming amount of light makes it hard to see where. And you hear the sort of vaguely familiar sound of a droid rolling across the floor. And you notice there's a table next to you. It wasn't something you saw until sudden bright flash of light made everything a little bit easier to see. Droid deposits a small glass of wine on the table and trundles back out.
That's real nice of you. It'd be helpful if I didn't have my hands tied, but can I reach it? Or are my hands too?
Not with your
tied? Yeah.
hands. Unfortunately, you've got like half a foot of dexterity in any given direction.
I'm assuming they can see me even though I can't see shit, so I just sort of like pull my hand to the length of the chain and wiggle it.
And again, you're left in this weird silence.
I would like to try to pull that speaker off the wall.
Okay. Make me a force power roll.
I can't.
Yeah. You can feel this energy of good and familiarity, and you go to reach for that, and you're so exhausted that you can't take that energy that isn't quite what you are today.
So, what do you want to talk about? My childhood? Well, let's see. I was an ordinary kid growing up on Ishan. Well, I assume I was. Jedi came and got me when I was like 6 months old. I was raised as a child in, you might call it a convent or a prison or a school. They called it an academy. On Coruscant for years after that. And he goes on doing the most obvious information recounting of his life to the air.
Okay.
Up to and not going past his leaving the order.
All right. As you lecture the air about your academy years and the Jedi being kind of moral dickheads, Lux, you're in some stormtrooper armor, walking towards the door.
Yep.
Into an Imperial facility.
Yep.
Where there's like a 30 to 50% chance someone's like captured.
Every life choice that has led me to this particular moment.
Yes, basically.
It's fine. It's fine. So as I'm walking in, I'm looking around. Are there obviously stormtroopers draw a lot of attention from are there still is this a level of security where they've ordered all the non-essential staff away, or are there people in flight suits around?
Let me just pop you guys onto the map real quick because that'll make things a little easier. You don't see many people mingle. I think you can see the map now.
I can certainly see a map.
Let's see. Hold on. Yes, I do see a map.
This is mostly just illustrative for our players of how big the space is, what's in there.
Got it.
There is a trooper who's at the door you're in, who gives you a brief nod, but...
Is the stormtrooper that's on there me?
No, that's just the guy who's on the other side of the door.
Okay.
Let me give you your token real quick.
Bet I'm not on the ship. I'm probably somewhere else.
I mean the.
So you should have your token
at the very
now.
least, your beacon was on the was in here.
Yeah.
And this is the door that I walked through. Then.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that stormtrooper does not want me to select him, but he does exist. He was on the map there.
That would do it.
He is part of the foundation of this hangar.
Essentially, he is.
You look at the stormtrooper; he's actually a statue.
So just to clarify, are the TIE fighters?
Yes. This is a custom map. Essentially, entering into this space, aside from the lack of doors, there's additional doors. Entering into this particular hangar, you can see 3 TIE fighters and a larger shuttle.
Okay. Does anybody seem to be giving me any particular notice right now for being out of position?
At the moment, it doesn't seem like anyone's questioned you. If you stand around for a long time, like you're not going anywhere, they might start.
Yeah. I am pausing long enough to get my bearings, and then I am immediately walking as if I have a purpose straight for this fucking shuttle.
Okay. Make me a...
Because if he's being held captive anywhere in here, it's not in the goddamn TIE fighters.
No. Make me a deception roll.
Okay.
Wrong. These TIE fighters are actually the TARDIS.
So I will spend one of the light side points for that. So
I'm going to spend that point right back.
Damn it. Hoping for that
Sorry.
upgrade to counteract that setback that I've got for this roll. Okay. It's fine. My deception is moderately decent. 3 successes and 2 advantages. I am going exactly where I'm supposed to be going, and that is.
And given that they don't have comms right now, trusting the person who looks like they know what they're doing is default number 1.
Is the boarding ramp down on the shuttle?
The boarding ramp is down.
I am walking my ass straight into that shit. Doo-dee-doo-dee-doo. Walking right up the ramp and inside.
All right. So walking in, you can kind of see the inside of the shuttle. It's just rows of chairs. Not quite a drop shuttle, but similarly lower end. I believe it's technically a Lambda.
Yeah. That's a Lambda class shuttle.
Yep. That is a Lambda class E4A, which Lux would know typically has a complement.
This is a VIP. Yeah.
This is
a
this
VIP
is the
ship. This is not a random security dude that we knifed in the throat and shot repeatedly until he died ship. This is someone important is here ship, which could be the ambassador, to be fair.
Yep.
This ship has
absolutely this Lambda class ship would make decent sense for a mid-level ambassador, or someone more important.
Right.
Lux would know. It essentially has a minimum crew complement of 2. However, the standard crew complement is 1 pilot, 1 co-pilot, 1 gunner, 1 navigator, 1 comms operator, and 1 engineer.
Yeah. So, is there anybody inside currently?
Currently, when you walk into the main area and look around, you don't see any.
Okay. I'm walking straight up to the cockpit because the cockpit has all of the controls, and this is going to hopefully, if I'm lucky, grant me a much easier access into their information network. So I can figure out exactly what's going on, so I can see the manifest who's supposed to be on this ship, because I want to confirm whether it's the ambassador or not. Because she's been paranoid about this the entire time they've been on this planet.
Yeah.
And actually, the first thing that she does when she walks in is she's checking to see via her own tools if sense transmitter is supposedly on this ship, or is it elsewhere?
As you're checking again, being inside, being much closer, it does seem like the transmitter is likely here.
Okay, that's not good.
Fine, it's got my shit with it.
So walking up,
and then I walk up and
you walk up into the cockpit. You see one person who's sitting at one of the consoles. Doesn't seem to turn around or notice you.
I'm going to try to stealth up. This is going to go so bad. This is going to go so bad.
Make me a stealth roll.
Is the person wearing armor?
It's going to go
You
so
can't really tell, though they're not wearing a helmet.
That's good. It's not, but it's good. I'm going to spend a hindsight point.
It's me. Lux is going to kill me.
What part of dark room with lights above your head makes you think you're in the cockpit of a Lambda class shuttle?
It's all a
2
hallucination.
successes and a threat.
2 successes and a threat. This person does not seem to notice you as you walk up.
Then hopefully they don't notice until they hear the blaster that's right next to their head cock. This isn't on stun.
There is no motion. There's the very gentle rise and fall of someone breathing.
I do 2 things. I look behind me to make sure there's nobody waiting because this seems like an obvious trap. And assuming there's no one behind me, I go to look at the person. Because usually in the movie, this is the point where the person goes, "Huh?" as there's somebody pointing a gun at the back of their head.
Yep.
All right. Yep. Sorry. Give it a second.
They're just rolling to see how badly you die.
And I'm not going to kill 2 of you in one session. That's
We
called
don't
the
know that.
TPK.
2 of, you said. Alphonse is dead yet.
Not yet. Look, you look and it almost takes you aback for a second because you are not used to seeing this utter lack of expression on this face. But that's Korik. He seems to register your existence, but only barely. Doesn't give a response.
I hate that there aren't willpower rolls.
I mean, willpower is a stat.
Yeah.
You have
I guess I'll roll something that is.
You have a number of green dice equal to that stat.
Self-control and fear are typically determined by cool rolls.
Okay. No, that works. That works.
There
Actually,
is
that
a
works
long
really
section
well.
on fear as a
This
mechanic.
is probably about us.
Cool or discipline, I guess.
Or
Discipline, discipline can be used for keeping control of yourself. Cool is typically not being frightened, being cool under pressure.
Look at all those failures.
no, I get to translate force the failures and advantage into an emotional response.
Cry.
No, she just go. So, after a moment of shock, she just sort of goes blank and hits him over the back of the head with the blaster to knock him unconscious. Okay. Remove a potential threat. Yeah. Not killing him, just knocking him out.
He technically doesn't have an AC or whatever, so you hit him without any trouble. And you just sort of flop.
All right. Push him out, sit down, and go back to exactly what I was doing.
Yeah.
The more important effects will be felt later.
I know. All right. Make me computers. Difficulty of 3.
Okay. 3 successes, a triumph, and an advantage.
You find everything you need to know.
Okay.
Isn't always a great thing.
Hit on me.
First, you're able to get all of the information that was previously redacted from your previous search, because that's just the easiest thing to grab immediately. One of the groups, when they reported back to someone who could report back to command, had apparently captured someone they claimed was a Jedi, had pulled a lightsaber on them, and leaped around like a frog.
Okay.
That person was then apprehended, sent back to the location's a little bit unclear in this report, but you're sure you'll find out later. This ship is indeed the ambassador's ship, which means it has a little less access than it might otherwise have. But that does confirm for you that this is the ambassador's ship. But the other thing that's confirmed for you is that there is absolutely someone else here of more significant status than Lau.
I mean, recent revelations make that likely.
Yep. Lau's own sort of personal records indicate that the individual was vouched for or at least accredited by Imperial Security. but also refer to them as a freelancer or tertiary connection.
Okay.
However, that representative, the unknown freelancer, was being overseen by more official members of Imperial Security.
Okay.
Which might the codes and numbers aren't ones you're familiar with, so you can't necessarily get any names or identities out of that. But
right,
looking over at your side, that almost certainly is connected to.
Yeah, like. All right. And you said it doesn't say in here where this other location is.
There's another, from this, what you know is that there are 2 additional little ships. Or technically 3 additional ships. There is 1 ship docked off site that belonged to the Imperial Security officer that you stabbed.
Right. I get that
because
location.
You have his codes. There is 1 off-site that is for this freelancer, commissioned individual.
Okay.
And there's another ship on site.
And there's another ship on site at this starport.
You would assume technically there's 2 more ships on site because there's another larger drop shuttle that you were on previously.
Right.
And then there's another more elite ship. It does seem to also be listed in the registry as a Lambda shuttle. So you can't necessarily say that they all have the same layout or that one's not.
All right.
Modified, different defenses, you don't know.
So, okay, I am making sure I've got all those locations. I'm grabbing some cords just from wherever, and tying up Korik.
Okay.
Leaving him here. And then I'm going back into the back room and I'm going to start looking for wherever that tracker is.
As
the transmitter.
You're tying him up, I want you to roll me your force roll.
Okay. Which one do you do that with? Is that...
it's the one in the middle. Or if you have a force ability, just roll that.
Yeah. There's a white die in the center that you can toggle up the same way you can any of the others, and then the dice thing. So we're just going to take the black die.
Yeah. Great. Well, that fits with my mood, so and mindset at the moment.
As you're tying him up, you can almost feel like, even for an unconscious person, there's just the general hum of emotion and the force typically around them. And you can feel, or more appropriately, you can't feel something in there. Almost black hole. And it's dragging you in and it's dragging you in. And then you realize this is a sensation you felt before and you pull back. With your mind flashing with images of the Shaper's weird, fucked up agents.
Okay. And I got that.
You take 1 strain, but
I got that from
Corin as you were tying him up.
Okay.
He doesn't.
Yes.
He isn't quite there the way you would
Right.
expect
Okay.
as an Ultron or as a Force user.
Yeah.
That void of
Yeah.
stuff.
Shake it off. Continue tying him up.
Okay. Yeah.
Leave him in the cockpit. Close and lock the door to the cockpit. Set a new access code for the lock. And then, like I said, I'm finding the tracker because I'm assuming the tracker has all the rest of Send stuff. And there's something in there that I might be needing.
Yeah. Okay. So you do find where this stuff has been locked away. It's just in one of the back storage compartments.
Okay.
With having an active tracker on it, it's easy enough to find. You do find his belt. You find his communicator. Most of his other equipment.
Is there anything missing?
The thing that you are expecting is missing.
Okay.
Yeah. There's no lightsaber here. It's almost like they didn't want to give the ambassador a lightsaber for something.
Yeah, I mean, legit. Oh well.
Is my blaster there?
I mean, your blaster is not better than the than the stormtrooper blaster that I am currently wielding. Although that's heavy and versus.
Yes, I'll say that your blaster is also there.
Is there a weaponry complement of any kind? Since this does have some stormtroopers.
Yes, there's a few copies of essentially
Are there
the basic
certain levels
stormtrooper
of
gear.
Is there any sort of detonators?
Um,
I know that might be a.
There are frag grenades.
Okay, those will work. Those will work.
Yeah, slightly different, but there are frag grenades.
That'll work.
Yeah, my pistol is a light
You
pistol.
can find four.
My pistol is a ranged light weapon that deals the same damage as the carbine you have. So you want it.
Okay.
It deals 9 damage.
It's nearly as nasty as the stormtrooper weapons.
Yeah. It is. I had it specially modified.
Oh. And we're gonna move back to Send for a bit.
Okay.
As you're starting to get your bearings a little more and get to a grip with this room, you haven't chosen to meditate, instead just giving this long spiel, so you're not necessarily using this time to recover any strain, unless you'd like to just concentrate on that.
Nope.
Okay. You're able to pick up things a little better, or maybe the lighting is changing. It is really hard to tell with you're sort of forcing yourself through this fog. The little stand, the little table almost seems illuminated with that small glass of alcohol on it. The lights above your head, again, every so often it feels like one of them flickers red, but you can never tell for long enough to confirm.
So there you go. My life story. You're welcome. Front row seat. What about you? It's okay. I'll wait. And at that point, I'm just going to center myself.
Okay.
I've annoyed them as much as I possibly can, so now I'm going to take a moment to...
Yeah. You can essentially do there's a roll you can do where you can spend advantages on... I had this 10 seconds ago.
Medicine?
Medicine would require having healing stuff around. No, You can make a resilience roll.
Okay.
Difficulty of 3 at this time, just because of your situation, to recenter yourself, and you can spend essentially 4 less strain.
I'm going to use a light side point to try to upgrade that. Upgrade resilience. 2 successes and 2 threats.
With 2 successes, you manage to reduce your strain by 2, but this place and the fear is still weighing on you.
I'm just going to sit there and wait for a response and meditate.
And after another moment, it's fascinating how much you've managed to dedicate her to you.
No response this time.
Yeah. It's almost like the voice doesn't expect one.
Yeah.
Again, the light seems to flicker ever so briefly.
I'll just, while I'm sitting there meditating, I'm just going to look up at that light, and with my hands chained to the chair, just hold it like that. And
Fair enough. Yeah. I meditate while flipping off the sky.
Oh, yeah. I am a multitasking individual.
That is just so perfectly Sen's attitude towards the world. Yeah. Unless there's something else you want to try right now.
I do want to try. I've been sort of passively testing these manacles, like when I reach my hand out to indicate how stuck I was. How strong do they feel?
They feel reasonably powerful. Like they're not going to snap particularly easily. The Empire happens to have decent manufacturers.
Oh yeah, no, I imagine they would. But I also imagine that they don't necessarily, that the reason they're keeping me in the sensory depth tank is because they don't have adequate facilities to contain me otherwise. So I want to see if I can try to manipulate the handcuffs into opening themselves with the Force.
Okay. Yeah, make me a Force move roll. You're going to need more than 1 success.
Yeah. Come on, 2.
Come on, too dark, you mean? Or I guess you can choose to spend that strain.
I'll spend 2 strain to do that.
Okay. You recenter yourself, gain this little bit of power and stability, and let that flow into the Force. In exchange, your cuffs move, and one of them sort of shudders and clicks.
I'm going to catch it so it doesn't actually drop off my wrist.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Shift it with my hand so it looks like, so that the connection point is underneath my hand.
Mm-hmm.
And just leave it there while I continue to meditate. Did I only get 1 or did I get both?
You got 1.
Okay, that's
fine. Make me a deception.
Okay. What difficulty? Just 2?
Difficulty of 2.
Yeah. Any bonuses for being in a sensory deprivation room?
Unfortunately, they have the adequate facilities to monitor you, so you're not currently experiencing any bonuses from being in a place that's hard to experience.
Oh, that's fair. Deception. 2 failures and a threat. They know I fucking unlocked that shit. Or 2 failures and an advantage.
You slide it under all slick, and you could simply ask politely. As An electric current arcs through the chain that is still connected. And you feel yourself passing out.
As I pass out, middle fingers out.
Lux is so proud.
I like that you're making each other really proud while completely off mission, running around an Imperial facility, or running around, getting trapped in. It's no difference. Lux.
Mm-hmm.
There's one here. There's two other ones. One of them, you know that the person who owns is dead.
Yes. It's possible that they would.
I missed something in that conversation.
Ships.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the two ships.
Make a
Well,
There's-
3 ships,
There's 3 ships.
but 2 that are relevant. Not
One
inclu-
that is almost certainly irrelevant, except for that you know the person who owns it is dead.
Yes.
Um,
So we're gonna start at the top of the chain and work on our way down. So we're gonna go for that other one that's on at this facility that is not the drop ship.
Okay.
I'm just gonna make my way over again. Stormtrooper, supposed to be going there the whole time.
Yeah.
There's gonna be a point where I'm gonna have to start shooting, and that's fine.
Just make me deception roll to see how far you can get.
Okay.
Difficulty 2.
All right, so this might be a little bit. Hold on just a second. No, it's fine. I'll save that in case I have to. What the fuck?
Do you still have a force die toggled?
Oh, I do. Never mind.
You use the force.
Just untoggle it and reroll.
Success and an advantage.
Okay. You're making your way through. You're still a little more shaken than you were on the way in. Because that felt very personal in a lot of ways.
Really? Are you sure? So yeah.
You're walking through, just sort of mingling, knowing where you're going and heading directly there without giving anyone the time to register you for long enough to question you.
Yep.
You arrive at the other ship, which don't have a fucking map for. But it's
But is
essentially the same shuttle.
Same shuttle.
Similar room layout.
Does it look different in any way that I would recognize?
Make me a vigilance check.
Fucking vigilance.
It has this weird spherical chamber attached to one side.
Oh, it's not that obvious.
A success and a threat.
With a success and a threat, this one is like typically the Lambda shuttles are designed to have a large crew complement. Large number of people who operate the controls, 20 or so passengers, and be reasonably comfortable for those trips. However, this one, you are able to recognize the slight differences within the same model issue for a shuttle that is likely designed, not necessarily for prisoner transport, but for transportation or cargo, or that is meant to look the same as the rest of them, but might be just a few agents without a whole complement of easy to manipulate stormtroopers.
Right. Okay. Landing ramp down.
On this one? Yeah.
Okay. I am walking my ass right onto that ship.
Okay. As you walk in, you notice the landing ramp starting to close behind you. Um,
All right. I am going to. Do I let the trap spring or do I jump out of the trap?
you've got like half a second.
Yeah.
You can go either way, but
Yeah. Yeah, she's not thinking conservatively at the moment. Fuck it. Let's see how this plays out. And she just takes the helmet off. Lets the thing shut.
all right. As it shuts, you can start to see around you, and there's only one person here. Someone just leaning up against, basically, to use the shuttle that we do have. Basically, the front half. I can't quite draw a straight line, but
that's fine. So I'm like
this
right
half is blocked.
there.
Is like blocked off by a sort of interstitial wall. There's just someone leaning up against. He's a man, Twi'lek, sort of relatively short, lanky. Gives you a broad smile. Nice to see you again. I appreciate your help in the market. And you're not sure why you didn't recognize this immediately. That fucker! As you realize that this is the informant you saved in the market. The rebel. Or presumed rebel.
Hi. Where's my friend?
Sure, you'll be able to join him soon enough.
I'm sorry. That's not how this is going. Where is my friend? And before you open your mouth for another random bullshitty pseudo snarky response, I want to make two things clear. First of all, I have absolutely no hesitation about firing this thing into your head. Second of all, if I don't get my answer and I do not leave this planet with him in a live condition, hopefully, I mean, if something's happened between then and now, what's done is done. But hopefully, in full bodily wholeness, then the plans that you are so desperate for regarding the technology about the cloaking, which your guys the guy's already off planet. I've got that. I'll trade you that for him. Otherwise, it's going to be destroyed.
I want you to make me a deception roll.
All right. I am going to make this, and I am going to use influence as well.
Okay.
And I am going to flip a light side point. Or no, I don't. We don't have any.
There aren't any left.
Motherfuck. That's fine.
The problem with having a small group is you have a small pool of light side to work.
I know. Let me see. So that would be just a second. I think that's how that works.
You should be able you should be able to select deception from the drop-down list. On the
Yeah.
Yeah.
And make sure I've got the right div. There's no right modifiers. Okay.
Go ahead.
So that is 2 forces. So basically 3 successes and an advantage.
Yep. He looks all right. Seems like a reasonable enough deal.
You can hunt us down after the fact and probably never find us, but hey, at least you'll have a chance of getting both of your eggs.
Such a tragedy. Weren't you enlisted to help us with this trade-off?
Yeah, well, didn't know it was you. It doesn't matter. The who's and whys about it don't matter at this point. I only want to talk business. Anything beyond it, and I might get angry. And when I get angry, my index finger starts to twitch really strong. I'm just saying. So does my thumb as I'm holding up what is the transmitter, but I'm sure also looks like a detonator.
I'll just sit down.
I will let you guess what this will blow up. It's a fun game.
So as full as ever. All right. You think you can threaten Imperial research and get a Jedi?
I mean, I'm not gonna say that I'm not gonna say that I can. I'm not gonna say that I can and get away with it. But so far, so fucking good. So, what's your answer? How important is this technology to you, and how important is it to you not to have to go back and say, I had the opportunity to get it, but I decided that it wasn't worth it? Because I know how that normally goes with the Empire.
How important is this planet to you?
Meh.
That's not a lie.
That is not at all a lie right now.
Kraz is the one that cares, not Lux.
That's true. Or it's true as she wants it.
They're not opposed to the Empire, so they're sympathizers. I don't give a fuck about them.
Okay. Then I'll take the 2 Jedi over the guy with information that may or may not lead to research advances.
Oh, it's not the guy. Guy's already gone. I've got his information.
Fascinating. I want you to roll me another deception.
All right. Now, I am correct in understanding that rolling that influence committed that for that moment, but it's come back to me now. Correct?
Yes, unless
Okay, so
you're choosing to sort of
again.
maintain that effect, like if you had tried to make him scared,
No.
you need to maintain
Yeah,
that.
I'm rolling that again. Not better, or not as good, but I don't mind the idea of making him nervous about it.
All right. So will you take the strain
I will
to
take
use?
the strain,
Okay.
Yes.
Out of curiosity, because it may or may not be relevant, am I feeling any sort of disturbance right now as I'm meditating?
Yeah, fair enough.
There is a disturbance in the force, right?
Or have I woken up yet, I guess would be the actual question.
The actual question is indeed, have you woken up yet? And the answer is barely. At this point, you're sort of blinking back awake, and those lights that before were definitely blue, but sometimes looked a little red if you looked at them wrong, Now they're all a circle of red lights.
Hey, your lights are broken. Also, fuck you. I did ask you to take the handcuffs off.
Say please.
Please.
The handcuffs both click open.
I grab
Enjoy
the
your
wine
drink.
and drink it.
Okay. It's a small glass of wine. You're not necessarily... Even you're very physically fit. Even with your not typically drinking, it's not enough to get you drunk.
Yeah. It is, however, glass, I think. Is it glass or is it plastic?
It's sci-fi glass,
Sweet.
like the stuff from Cloud City and other places that are fancy.
It's like crystal, yeah.
Yeah.
I drink it. I set it down, and I just sort of stretch my arms out.
Yeah. As you stretch, there's a few "ow, fuck, I am very injured" moments.
Yep.
But
I because I didn't test previously, I'd kick my legs out and see if they're also chained.
no.
I stand up.
Standing up and now having a little better of a look around the room because the red lights are brighter. There's that small table where the glass previously was. There's 4 walls around you with a circle of red lights and that sort of chair you were in the center of the room. You can't discern where on the door a wall would, where on the wall a door would be. Sorry. Where on the door is the wall? I don't know. Where on the wall the door would be. And sort of looking around, aside from the table and the chair,
So
the room seems empty, circular.
I just start walking to sort of stretch my legs and everything. So I assume the wine wasn't poisoned. That wouldn't be fun for you. If it was, though, congratulations. I don't typically drink wine. And I was just sort of twirling the wine glass in my fingers.
You asked for a drink.
Fair enough. So what happens next?
Well, any number of things. I'll admit to some curiosity about our mutual student.
And who would that be?
Her.
You're going to have to be way more specific. There's a lot of hers in my life right now.
And that is exactly the response she would want you to give, isn't it?
Probably not, actually. If it's the her I'm thinking of. Although if it's a different her, maybe. Though there's also the other one.
You could almost feel the comm click off this time.
Congratulations, you're doing well.
All the time in the world, or at least until we execute you.
That's fine.
So, Lux, he's
So,
a little bit more cautious now.
and I think the other thing you want to ask yourself is, I've been all over where you guys are right now. So where did I store that information, and what detonator did I put next to it, and what will I destroy along with it if I click this button? I'm not an idiot.
No, you are not.
Internally, I am such a fucking idiot.
You're very smart and very much in control of this situation.
Don't patronize me. I know how this works. Because I used to be in your situation, only I actually had the balls to make these kinds of decisions. So,
I'm just waiting.
for
The person who can make this decision.
oh, for God's sakes, why am I keeping you alive then? I'm serious.
Curiosity,
Give me
fun.
one reason.
I don't know. I think I'm here for you to murder me. It's fine. My children will see the paycheck either way.
You got the sacrificial lamb.
All right, so I don't kill him.
But because cool is also the anti-lying thing, in that moment of calm, you can tell he's being honest with you.
The dog.
So I got a question for you then. While we're waiting, what's with the extra room? This is an interesting modification. I don't see this often in Lambdas. What do you got back there?
The hope that you'll come quietly.
I mean, that's not gonna happen, but so
We're aware
if
of
you're
at
telling
least
me
the
that there's
speculation that your abilities have changed, and that speculation comes from a credible enough source that detaining you was a priority. Well, at least that's what I'm told. I'm supposed to tell you you're still new at this. You can still find the right path. You don't need to be deceived about it.
See, now you're just annoying me.
Yeah, that's why I didn't want to say that one. It's in the script. He's still giving you this bright, open smile.
So how long are we waiting?
Oh, for that. And he sort of taps a comm in his ear, or little earpiece. All right. If you have killed the source of the information, and you're threatening to blow up the information, if we try and keep you here, I'm supposed to ask, what makes you think the Empire wouldn't be getting everything it wants?
Because I know the Empire, and the Empire's going. Not having this technology is going to be salt in that little razor nick in the crotch of the Empire. That it's going to bother them that they didn't get something that they wanted. Something that the Empire controls everything now, yes, but they really don't control everything, and you know that, and I know that. And with this, they can really control everything. They don't have to worry. They can handle the Hut problem finally. They can deal with all of the rebellion little pockets here and there because these people will never see them coming. That's going to be worth it to them. And so, yes, I don't think losing just letting the information get blown into atoms is exactly what the Empire wants. And whoever you're talking to is either an idiot or thinks I'm an idiot if they think that was even a worthy question to ask.
Can you prove that you have the information?
Can you prove that? Can you prove that my associate and I will be able to go free? Or are we just going to have to trust
I can
that
provide
that is
proof
the
of
case?
life. And
That's not proof that we're going to go free. I will provide you with a certain amount. Nothing you can use, but enough that you know there is research, that there is some research, that we have some of the research. That we have the research, period, rather, is what I'm trying to say. Yes, absolutely. The remainder, you will be told that information, where it is. It's on planet. You will be told where it is once we have a solid running start. And then if you go get it and then you want to try and chase us down, and then we can, do the cat and mouse thing across the galaxy for the next 20 years, that's fine.
See, I wonder why you're still considered to be an active agent. I suppose this answers that.
Yeah, I don't know why that's the case, but if you want to clue me in, I'm all ears right now. Because that's just a really curious situation. Either way. It's not really relevant to the conversation we're having right now. So, do we have a deal or not? Because if we don't, then there are certain things that I need to start doing. If we do, there are other certain things I need to start doing. And it's almost happy hour. I haven't had my drink yet. So I would like to get on with this.
Unfortunately, the Empire doesn't give the Jedi a 20-year extension on the execute all of them.
All right, and I shoot him in the head.
Okay. Make me a roll short range.
Short range. All right.
Are you using my blaster?
Yep. What's the damage on that?
9. Ranged light.
9.
Crit
Sweet.
3. That's 11 damage.
He will. I'm assuming it's not.
No, it is not on stun.
He'll. You just pull it out, shoot.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was out
Blaster
the whole time.
bolt goes straight through his forehead.
I walk over and I grab the whatever communication device he's using.
Okay. There's a small.
Put it on.
Here. Mm-hmm.
So that didn't go well.
I mean, I just wanted you to kill him. It's been a few years, Lux. And you do recognize this.
Yeah.
Voice.
So
This is Sulan.
do we have a deal? Even for you, losing this is gonna be bad. More to the point, I'll be honest. I was not entirely honest with your idiot friend here. Dorian's not dead. He's off planet by now, You're never going to find him. Somebody might find him. And I guarantee whoever it's going to be is not going to be someone you're going to want to have that information. You can at least even the playing field here.
You've offered your opening bid.
Yep.
He's alive, but not within direct reach. And you have of his information. It's quite a stunning set. I'm proud of you.
I care.
I know you do, even if you don't remember. And we have a decently powerful, professionally trained Jedi who attacked our troops, disrupted our convoys, and presumably has been making little bits of trouble across the galaxy with you and whatever other misfits you've run up.
I mean, what can I say? This was not our best plan, but
this is your plan.
We improvise, all right? So far, so good.
Improvisation is a valuable skill.
Oh, shut up. Do you want to do this or not?
Here's my counteroffer.
Okay.
He goes, you stay. I can give up one Jedi for this. I certainly can't give up one Jedi and a Force-sensitive ex-agent. Only one of you is walking out of here. Or we can both burn our opening bids to ash and see where that gets us. And on that note, we're going to transition back to Sen for a second.
I'm centering myself, but I'm doing it in motion.
Okay. Yeah.
That it's walking a pattern in the circles, spinning the glass, sort of using these very clear patterns to focus. So I don't know if I can make another resilience roll or not, but
yeah, you can make another resilience roll.
All right. Difficulty 2 or what?
Difficulty is going to be 2 now, but it's still not particularly easy. You're still pretty injured. You're still off.
3 advantages.
With 3 advantages, you can remove another strain.
Down to 10.
You're getting there.
Progress.
Yep. You're motivating yourself. You're centering yourself. And I want you to roll your force die.
Okay. One dark side.
It is hard to sense what is outside of this room. You never you're not mostly a sensor type, so and this sort of being able to actually use your powers for physical things is new. Your priority's always been enhancement, but there's something empty about beyond this room.
I just want to feel around to the door.
Make me I guess there's not really an investigation. Make me a skullduggery.
Sure. What difficulty?
Difficulty of 3.
1 success, 1 threat.
There's a seam in the wall. You can find a few seams in the wall that could maybe be doors. It's really hard with the circular surface to tell where a door would properly be.
I just want to test and see if there's a seal on the door.
You can only barely feel that there's a door there. You're not sure
Okay.
which one.
Right. So when did you meet the Shaper, or am I just in space?
That is a fascinating question.
Yeah, I'm a fascinating kind of guy. If you don't have an answer, that's kind of an answer too, but...
What makes you think both aren't the case?
I mean, both could be the case. That doesn't really answer my question, though, because when did you meet the Shaper isn't really an if-or question. It's more of a when question. So you kind of just running yourself in circles. I thought you'd be smarter than this, at least from the way you're talking. You at least think you're smarter than this. I'll give you a second try. When
I
We are
wasn't
did
such
you
smart.
meet the
assholes.
Shaper?
I never met the Shaper. I was introduced to, subjected to the Shaper.
Close enough. Because I feel like
When-
he's got his buddies outside.
Well, where do you think I am?
Either you're right outside this room and you are one of those people that just feel like you're missing a soul, which, from the way you speak, probably true regardless of that fact. And you're sort of watching me through the red lights. Probably have a camera in here. Trying to see what I give up in questioning, acting like I give up everything every time I ask a question. Which, let me tell you, that's not really all that effective because I either assume you know nothing or you know everything. Anything in between gets me nowhere. So, yeah, just so you can, before you try that really, really tired act, just letting you know. So yeah, you're either right outside watching me, and this is really, really soundproof.
Well, then here's
walls,
your
or
question.
elsewhere, yeah.
If a soul is missing from one of the acolytes, where do you think it is?
Somebody's hungry.
I haven't been eaten yet.
Didn't say that it was a full course meal. Just that somebody really likes to feed off of, well, colloquially you might call it a soul. I like to call it the thing that connects you to the Force and everyone else around us.
Sometimes it's better to snip those ties.
Yeah, that's a lot harder
You
than
know,
it sounds.
if you join us, you don't have to go there. You wouldn't be force sensitive anymore. You could just be happy to do what you'd like.
Tempting offer.
Content.
Gonna get back with you on that. In the meantime, why don't you come in here and let's have this conversation face to face.
Oh, again, where do you think I am?
Wherever you are, I'm sure you can come in here and have this conversation face to face, unless you're a lot less powerful than you like to believe you are. Does somebody lock the door and you lost the key? Is that what happened?
I hope he's having better luck with her than I am with you.
Again, with these, like, very non-specific pronouns, you're gonna have to be more specific.
If you can figure out where I am, I'll tell you everything. Here's a hint. There's a camera. There's probably a microphone. They're watching you all the time. But I'm not watching that way. I don't need to.
Can I find this?
And I certainly cannot accept your offer for face-to-face.
Can I find the speaker?
Now that you are a lot more aware and centered, roll me a perception roll.
Difficulty what?
Difficulty of 2. Without the setback die because the red lights are easier.
2 failures, but 4 advantage.
Yeah, the sound is coming from somewhere. It feels like it's coming from above you. But all you can see is those lights
inside the house.
That's what I'm figuring.
Yeah.
But I need to break the speaker to confirm. So you're talking to me through the Force, is what you're saying.
I mean, I'd go with in your head, but through the Force is a way to describe how we are communicating.
So you're not here. I'm in a prison cell somewhere, probably on a Lambda-class shuttle or on a Star Destroyer. You are in some sort of cozy apartment somewhere, sipping champagne.
And with that, we're going to transition back to Lux. An offer has been made.
A deal like that, I'm going to have to confirm that he is safely off planet.
Of course. We'll give him a ship. Make sure you have the ability to contact him, view what's happening. Whatever kind of insurance or communication that you've either already set up or can establish with contact with him. Of course, there will be precautions taken that you don't just override whatever ship you're traveling on.
Right, of course. How do we start?
There's a room behind you.
I'm staring at it, actually, but sure.
Open the door, go on in.
Open the door. Push it open. Do not walk in.
Okay. Opening the door, you can see within you only vaguely have to touch the door and it just slides aside.
Mm-hmm.
Small circular room. There's a sort of lounge chair and a tiny little table and a series of blue sort of oval lights above.
Okay.
There seems to be a data pad sitting on the table.
Okay. Cozy. So it's a room.
What kind of proof would you prefer first? Sorry, proof. I'm not sure if I said that word correctly.
No, you did. So we'll start with, if you like, go ahead and well, it's closed up, but go ahead and lock this place up.
already done.
Whatever.
I'm sorry, dear.
I didn't. No, I mean, I figured so, but actually lock it up so I can't get through it, because I can get through most locks that you have. And then go ahead and let him go. I wait.
There's a pause. Now, we could do that if it was just your typical abilities. As I've said before, some of our concern is about your newly evolved ones, which we have not yet tested the parameters for.
I'm not putting the barrel of the blaster in my mouth until I understand. Until I am well aware.
Maybe this will help stop things. And you hear a sharp clicking sound, and the data pad lights up and turns on. You can see, it's kind of an infrared camera, but you can see into a room that strongly resembles the one you're currently in, where Sen is seemingly talking to thin air. I was writing down the last thing you said most of the time, but I didn't remember.
It's fine. Okay, yeah.
The last thing I said was, so you're talking to me through the Force.
You hear back in Lux's voice, okay, yeah?
Who are you?
What up?
Sorry, wrong number. You must be in a very wrong place.
I'm not the one being uncooperative now.
This is a new tactic.
No, moron. It's actually me.
I don't know what you're talking about. You're gonna have to be way more specific.
It's Lux.
Sorry, I don't know anyone by that name. I was here by myself.
Look, I'm not going to provide any information to him that's going to prove anything while you're listening on the line. So your point's been somewhat made, but he still goes free first.
Hey, whoever you are.
Then the door in front of you opens, and Lex, you can see the camera sort of adjust to there being actual lighting.
I look at the open door. Look back.
Walk out.
You can see out into what looks like a shuttle.
Whoever you are, I don't know what you're trying to get out of me. I was here alone. And there's a particular emphasis on alone.
Dude, there are people who are a lot more aware of what's going on than you think right now.
Oh, I am confident
I would explain it all. But
are you really going to trust her?
Right, we don't really have time. So
Lux, you don't hear this.
Okay.
Are you really going to trust her?
Look.
Won't she leave you the way she's left everyone else?
Look.
If that's even really her.
Look. I am perfectly aware that everyone knows everything right now. Therefore, I was here by myself. I don't have any backup. I'm on my own.
Well, that's true.
Asshole.
He's hoping that Lux will understand what he's trying to say.
The deal can be reversed. You can walk out of here just fine. Give us the data and no harm will come to you. I can only give up one of you. And that is where you're going to end things for now.
All right. Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye.